Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, the home of everything Barca, where we are going to be discussing on some fresh updates. We are going to start with our president, Laporta, who recently had an interview with Mundo Deportivo, where he recently spoke about some issues on the club. He spoke about the rumors of Erling Haaland and also Kylian Mbappe that we have been getting a lot about recently. We are going to be discussing on what the president had to say. Then secondly, talking about Ansu Fati and his injury update, as it has been reported that the Barcelona winger is set to return to training on Monday. We are going to be discussing much on that as well. Then lastly, talking about Ousmane Dembele, as former Barcelona player and activist Lilian Thuram have spoke about the player, of course, giving him some advice on his future. We are going to be discussing much on that as well. So guys, as we get right into it, please make sure to subscribe if you are a Barca supporter. We are on our way to 10,000 subscribers. I'm really happy if you do subscribe. Give the video a like and make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. Barca! 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 President Joan Laporta is one of the most diplomatic people in football, to be honest. None of his answers are straightforward, if you guys have taken notice. And, he's very, very careful with the word he utters. He's very careful with the word he chooses. A couple of weeks back, he basically hinted that the club will not move ahead with any risky deals, since the club is already in deep waters with regards to their financial position. Yesterday, however, Barca were linked to Paris Saint-Germain's megastar Kylian Mbappe, and the topic came up today in his interview with Mundo Deportivo. Speaking about the links, Laporta said, "Everyone is free to send messages and proclamations, and we already know that it's part of football, that big clubs are interested in great players, but I'm not going to talk about it. Talking about players harms the interests of our club." He continued by saying, "If we talk about a player we are interested in, it would increase the price. I don't want to comment on issues about this player or others. The technical secretariat and the sport management are working to improve the team, which is already getting better," he explained. Laporta talked about their market strategy when scouting players and possibly took a dig at Mbappe, who has been labeled to prioritize himself over the team at times. He said, "We prioritize the team above all else. We are not looking for players who are more than the team. We want to reinforce the team with players who can play the Barca system." The president asked whether linking Mbappe to Barcelona after the 4-0 thrashing at the Santiago Bernabeu was morbid. He said, "I think this is part of the football show business. I have nothing to say about it." The conversation naturally pivoted towards Erling Haaland, the other megastar on the move this window. Laporta was asked about his comments earlier this month where he said the club will avoid economically dangerous deals. Laporta said, "I insist, I will not talk about specific players, but I can tell you that we will not do any operation that puts the institution at risk. It has been a rule that we have followed since returning to the administration." He continued on the same beat of the drum, assuring that Barcelona is looking to change the club's ways from the past. He said, "You can talk about the players, about transfer to a lot of money, but remember, Barcelona will not lose its mind. Let the partners be calm because we are not going to lose our heads due to mega operations," Laporta said. Despite this, he assured that the club will continue to compete at the highest level because it is a gigantic team that will continue to attract superstars. He said, "Most players want to come to Barca. They like the club, the team, our philosophy, our way of working, of understanding football. They will have to adapt to Barca's salary levels and to an economic structure that maintains balance." Then on to the next story of discussion. When Ansu Fati first came through in the 2019-2020 season, one knew that Barcelona had a bona fide star in their ranks. The youngster was expected to be part of the team's attack for decades to come, given his tender age and limitless potential. However, the story did not unfold to be a fairy tale. The youngster suffered a serious injury in 2020-21, which forced him out of action for close to 305 days. The player returned to action against Levante in September after successful rehabilitation, but soon fell into a vicious circle of injuries. Fati's most recent injury came in the game against Athletic Club in January when he was taken off after feeling discomfort in his hamstring. According to report from Catalonia Radio, the prodigy has successfully completed the first phase of his recovery in Madrid and will return to Barcelona on Monday. Back at the Ciutat Esportiva, he will join group training. The club's medical department does not want to run any risk of relapse and will execute his return in a phased manner. Ansu could play a few minutes by mid-April if there is no hurdle in the final stage of his recovery. Barcelona's medical staff wished for the youngster to opt for surgical intervention after his recent hamstring injury. However, the player opted to undergo conservative therapy and worked with his trusted physiotherapists in Madrid. With players like Ferran Torres, Adama Traore and Ousmane Dembele at his disposal, Xavi has no shortage of options on the wings. Needless to say, Fati can be reintroduced gradually, with the main emphasis being on his availability for next season. Of course, that is what Barca should do, bringing in Fati gradually, when he recovers. After all, we have a lot of squad depth right now in the attacking department, players who are on top form, Dembele, Aubameyang, Ferran Torres, So I think it's a more reason why Barca should be very careful the way Fati comes in, because Fati will add a lot of depth to this team. He's a very, very key player to the team. His clinicality in front of goal is second to none. That is one remarkable thing I love about Ansu Fati, which we really need him in the team, because most of our chances that we create, we have not been converting most of them. And if Fati is there, Fati will really do a lot. So we continue to hope he recovers fast and comes in at the right time when he is 100% fit, so he can stay for long without getting any injury. Then on to the final story of discussion. Former Barcelona player and activist Lilian Thuram spoke out regarding Ousmane Dembele this week. The French winger has had himself quite a resurgence under Xavi. Thuram believed that despite most reports saying Dembele is heading to Paris, there is a good chance he could renew with Barcelona. Thuram said, Dembele is a great player and as a consequence should play in a great team. Barcelona is just that team. The players at Barca have to understand that playing in great team is always an important thing. In the end, that will count for a lot. As a player, he was already showing he is very intelligent. Those are the words from Thuram recently. So personally, Dembele continuing at Barcelona would be great to see. Under Xavi, with actual proper support, he can continue to flourish. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video and also hope you did subscribe. If you haven't, please make sure to do so you always stay in touch with the latest on FC Barcelona here on Viva Barca. Until next time, bye-bye.